the body never lies, and the body lives in the present moment. So I start from here, and then we go to the etheric body, to the mental body, and to awareness, the center of everything. But we start from the periphery, and the periphery is our body.
Welcome to this new episode, and today I am in the company of Tapesh. How are you, Tapesh?
Very good, yes.
Very nice.
Welcome, and nice to be with Luca. He asked me for a long time, but now is the time that we meet each other.
Indeed it is. So Tapesh is a meditation and bodywork master with a very interesting background. He was one of the few privileged individuals to meet Osho in person. But I'm gonna ask you, Tapesh, can you tell us a little bit more about your background and how you got into meditation and bodywork?
It was a call, basically. When I was like around 21 years old, I met Osho. It was like 81, and I was looking for, searching for, I don't know what, but I was searching. And then I met one man in the park of Torino. He was like dressed all in orange, and I ran towards him and asked, "What is this?" And he had like a mala with the Osho picture. I said, "Who is this? What is this?" He said to me, "Look, forget all about. Tomorrow you come, I give you a book, you read the book." And so the next day we met each other. Very beautiful man, this. Govind was his name. And he came with a book of Osho, and the front pages is a picture. And I saw his eyes and I said, "Wow." I read 3 pages, I said, "Wow, I found you." He was telling me already things that I was looking for. And that's it.
So you were 21, is that right?
21, 22 or something like this, yeah. And then I started to do all his meditation. 82 I became his disciple, the Sannyasin. I got Tapesh. Is my name, means radiance in Sanskrit. And then 83 I decided that, wow, I want to go to see this man alive. I went to Oregon where he had his commune. And it was like, yeah, blast basically. Yeah, and then from that I stayed with him until he left his body, and I continued to be in his commune. And the center, it was the biggest human laboratory in human consciousness. Any kind of, it was really a strong celebration of life there. So I got all the background from this living with the master. Before I met Osho, I had one meeting very important in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in Krishnamurti. But I did not even speak English so well at the time. It was in Switzerland. And only because I met only one time this man, still Krishnamurti stays inside of my heart also. I carry him with me.
Moved to Oregon and lived in the well-famous Osho ashram in the United States. And then you spent quite a bit of time in India, is that right? Can you tell us a little bit more about the relationship that you have with India and that you had in the past?
Well, before India I went to visit him in Crete. Because after Oregon I went to live in a commune in Germany, in Hamburg.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was 85, and Osho started to travel around the planet. And I felt that I need to go to see him. So I left all my security, because they told me if you leave, you cannot come back.
Mm.
Because they tried to break the commune at the time. Yeah. So I gave up all my business, everything, and I went to see him for 15 days, because then the government of the priest fundamentalist Christians, they asked him to leave also. So I went there and it was beautiful. It was a good choice. Very risky, but it was good. So after that, I did not have a community anymore. I didn't have any security. But I had the blessing to be with him in Crete, and was magic. Then I went to live in Munich. I was working in the discotheque, doing cocktail, Sannyasin discotheque. It was always I've been with in a circuit of people, Osho people at the time. And then I wait until Osho arrived in Pune. It was the end of '86. It was exactly the 87, the 6th January '87. I reached there at 9 o'clock, Osho arrived at 6 o'clock, so 3 hours before. So we were really in tune. And from there I stay always and live there and learn all this modality that now I'm sharing with people. Yeah.
Because of course I know that on the island you're inspiring people with Osho meditations, but possibly you are more famous on the island because of the Alchemy of Touch, which is your bodywork sort of practice. Can you tell us a little bit more about the kind of bodywork you do, how you go into bodywork, and what is Alchemy of Touch?
It was '89 when I started to feel inspired to, because before it was only what I want to know is to realize myself. I was not interested about to learn any modalities, because ultimately whatever modality you use is to realize yourself. But then it came a point that I want to use this silence, this stillness in a creative way, in a healing way. So I decided to learn some modalities, and one of the closest one for me that I liked the most, it was the bodywork. And I like it because the bodywork is, for me, the body never lies, and the body lives in the present moment. So I start from here, and then we go to the etheric body, to the mental body, and to awareness, the center of everything. But we start from the periphery, and the periphery is our body. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and so I started like this. In '87, I started taking my first little course. Then I went for 4 months, every day, from morning to the evening. From 5 o'clock, dynamic meditation, learn all the modalities possible. We did like rebalancing. Osho invite many therapists from all over the planet, from all over the planet, to combine all these modalities and techniques and bring them in a meditative way. Yeah. So it was rolfing and joint release, trigger point, shatsu. So every 3 days we had, or 4 days we had a different learning. It was a continual learning. And then we did the primal, like shadow work they call now. So we did, in 4 months we did a lot of adventure, let's say. And I learned a lot from there. And why we did also this, because you cannot touch a person if you not have a self-transformation. You can know the technique, you know the map, but when you touch a person, you really touch a deepen and recognize the soul. Of course, we fix the pain, we open the trigger body, let the energy flow, but ultimately we go back again and again to re-recognize our soul.
Sounds good. And I know that you also do training, so you teach people how to become body workers, and that's something you've done for quite a while. You've done trainings here in Phangan, you do it in Europe.
Yeah, now it's 12 years, yeah. And after a certain point, when I was, so let me finish then so 4 months. Then the next year I did another 4 months, it was really a journey, to assisting, because you learn better when you assist. You don't have this it is like a rush to learn, you know, to memorize things. So it was more settling, the learning there. And then I started to give a private session. And I love it because after the training, even during the training when I was learning, I was already giving treatment to people and maintain myself in India because all what I want is to be close to the master. Yeah. And so yeah, then after I started to give, I went out from India and I started to give treatment to maintain myself. After a lot of experience, I started to create my modalities. And that's when Alchemy of Touch got transformed. I did not call anymore Rebalancing, but I call Alchemy of Touch because ultimately it is an alchemy that happens in the cells into the body and into our cells. Because if you touch with a presence, you leave a blueprint of silence there. And the silence, it's our center. It's the center of the cyclone, where all the healing, all the creativity, and all the expression comes from. So it's good to go back again and again into center and come back where our essence resides. Some people in Goa, they came, a yoga teacher actually, they asked me, what do you do? We want to learn. I say, yeah, okay, let's do it 10 days. Because I never really had this idea to become a teacher. The teaching happened by itself, basically. And that's beautiful. It's like a white, big clouds full of rain, and then a certain moment, it starts to rain by itself. You don't have to become. You can do it, but for me, it came natural. So after these 4 people, they did 10 days with me. And what they loved basically was this, the self-transformation while you learn the body work. How to work with not creating pain in the body. This is very important. Why you want to hurt the body if you want to heal the body? We work between the pleasure and the pain. We work between the pleasure and the pain. Let the fascia open by itself. Instead, try to force it. So all these modalities, these techniques started to come and got shared. So after the four people in Goa, these 10 days, it started rolling by itself. I settled in Arambol. I was given 3-4 trainings a year for 9 years. And then Phangan came in the picture. I felt like it was time to leave India for. I love India. It's my mother, my everything. I bowed to India land, but it was time to leave. And I found that this community very healthy, and I decided to put myself in here. I did not ground very much in the Phangan community because the timing. I had like training in Europe and training here, and then I have to go back in India at least 1.5 months just for myself. But now because of the COVID, let me stay in Phangan more. So now I spend more time and I know more people and I become friend also. I start to create a community for me. Because community for me has to be first a communion. Then community surrounds you. So now because we meet each other more often and everything, I start to open up more also, and I feel like there is more communion with people. Then I feel like there is more community, yes.
Sounds great, indeed. Wow, okay, so I know that you have some training coming up in Europe soon, so you're going to be gone for the summer, and hopefully you'll be back here and offer your Alchemy of Touch again in Phangan. So what is your plan? You're going to Spain, is that right?
Yeah, we have in Andalusia the training. You know, with COVID, we decided to postpone the training for 3 times. And I'm really longing for to start again.
Sure.
So in Andalusia, we're gonna do it in the end of August, the 30th of August.
Mm-hmm.
And we have already people signed, only few places free actually. And then we have level 2 in Andalusia. And I hope it happened that the Europe open and we start to meet again and we start to dive and expand consciousness and healing ourselves. Because there is nothing more than to expand consciousness. All the creativity, the healing and everything is just there to allow us to really like become more and more aware.
Sure. Well, we're certainly going to put your details in the description, and you know, if you're watching this, you're at home and you want to meet Tapesh in Andalusia, absolutely. Otherwise, you know, I'm sure you'll be back in Phangan. So thank you very much for this little chat today, Tapesh, and you know, it's been a pleasure chatting to you. And
thank you.